Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're at So Dramatic, where we're bringing fantastic ideas to life. Today, I'm having a look at charm squares. I haven't worked with them before, but I've heard of them. They're 5-inch square groups that are sewn together in particular ways. I've recently bought a pack in a color palette that's a little unfamiliar to me. So mustard yellows and some olivey greens, as well as more reddish kind of oranges like this one. And I'm going to try out some of the techniques, and I invite you to join me. I'm ready to get started on the project. This is a very bland fabric that I've chosen to go with these. I think it'll make a delightful background fabric. So what I need to do is cut this into stacks of 5-inch pieces to go with the colored pieces. I am planning to try out some charm pack ideas. But first, I need charm pack squares to start. So that's 3 and 2. Now we're not going to add the 1/2 inch because charm pack squares are 5 inches. So what we're going to end up with is 4.5 inch squares at the end, hopefully. That's what I expect to end up with. Okay, good. So we're starting with the 5 inches. And I've got my basket on the side for all of the smaller leftovers. I hope that this is properly in frame. All right. So that is 4 8 stacks, I believe. Yep, 4 8 stacks. And you're seeing a batik fabric, so it is pretty much the same on both sides, and it should go delightfully well with all of this. And once I have cut 11 stacks of 8, we'll meet back at the sewing machine to talk about where we're going to go from here. I have the background colors cut. They're not all exactly the same, as you can see. Some are a little more pink and some are a little more blandy neutral. But you know what? They're all going to work, and I have them to go with this. I've overcut by a small amount, and I'm ready to go. The footage I took of sewing the seams together didn't turn out, so here I am ironing the 2 pieces together. What I did was I put the fabric squares, right sides together, and sewed seams on both edges, and then bisected the middle. With the triangular ones, I did the same, but drawing a line on one piece, corner to corner, and doing the same thing in the middle, sewing to each side of the center seam a 1/4 inch, and then bisecting down the center line. It's really, really interesting, and when I saw it on YouTube on a few channels, I wanted to try it out. And here we are. I really like the color combinations. I don't need this many pieces. I'm saving some to use for future projects. I just wanted to do a bunch and see how I like them When it came time for the second seam, I did the same thing as before. I used the pressed out pieces and sewed them together in the same way with opposite corners. So a bland square to a colored square to a bland square, or triangle, as the case may be. Sewed them together and then bisected them in the same way to get these designs that you see here. I really, really enjoy this process. It's so much fun. Look at those colors. They're so, so beautiful. I've finished making the two sides. There's one side. And there's the other side. I've made them a little bit different because I like to switch up. And these are going to be the side panels on the bag I'm making. And I've created the pieces. This will be the front, the side piece, and the bottom. And we're going to proceed and cut out some canvas. Here I have all the different pieces cut out. I've got the cotton pieces ready and trimmed. The liner pieces cut out where you can see the sewing machine scissors and that print there. I've decided to use denim from some old jeans that have been sitting in a drawer for a while, and some canvas for the bottom of the bag. I began construction by sewing the denim and liner pieces to either side of the zipper and getting them ironed out and straightened out, and then adding gussets to the sides. I put these on not just because it's visually pleasing, but in order to finish off the ends of the zipper so it doesn't come apart or get wrecked that way, and so that I have an easy way to attach the zipper section to the side piece. I then began sewing the liner pieces to the already completed zipper section and stitching up the sides. You'll see in these time-lapse pieces that I've sewn the denim and the quilted piecing sections together, mostly to keep the quilted pieces firm and give the whole bag a bit of body and sturdiness, and also so that if something tears at some point in the cotton, I can just stitch it up and it's not gonna damage the structural integrity of the bag, and I do enjoy doing that kind of thing. I also put on the bottom reinforced canvas with a quilted bottom and stitched up really well with cross stitching so that because the bottom of your bag is going to get the most use and the most wear and tear, so that I don't get a hole in the bottom of the bag as quickly while we're working. I will be using this largely as my purse, but mostly to carry around small hand stitching projects that I bring to work and to the bank and out for coffee and wherever I'm going where I get a chance to sit and work on it for a few minutes without always being on my phone or just being bored or whatever. Once all the pieces of this were sewn together, I realized that I'd made a mistake and I had forgotten to leave a hole in the bottom of the bag to pull it all through. So I had to create a hole and then hand stitch it closed again after I pulled everything through and poked out all the corners and made sure that it was all working fine. Once I got all that done, I ended up with a small, cute bag right here made from charm squares and old denim jeans that I had lying around. Look at the side of that pattern. It's so cute and the roses are gorgeous. I really like it so, so much. Top view, looking good. The gussets are doing their job. Really like that. and the side view where you can see that the patterns are just working wonderfully. I really love how this turned out. And here we have the inside look at the liner. I've chosen a light fabric because when you open your purse and the liner is black, I can never find anything in there. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.